It was a cold, wintry day, and Control stood behind his desk in a dark grey worsted wool suit. Rain lashed against the window. He gestured to a steel-haired woman in her late 50s wearing a navy blue suit.
11, I'd like you to meet Dr. Susan Montgomery from Porton Down.
A pleasure to meet you, she said, smiling tightly. Control waved at the empty chair and Cooper sat down. Although he had never visited the highly secretive site, Cooper was familiar with the work carried out at Porton Down, deep in the rolling hills of the Wiltshire countryside. More formally known as the Defence Science and Technology Laboratory, or DSTL, it was the UK's premier chemical and biological research institute, charged with identifying and mitigating unorthodox threats to the UK. The closest I've come to Porton Down is a glimpse from a car window, Cooper said. It's certainly a beautiful part of the world. There is a contrast between the things we look at through our microscopes and the lovely view out of the windows, she conceded with a stiff nod. My team in particular looks at the next generation of biological weapons, both those developed in laboratories and those that occur spontaneously under natural conditions. Control pushed a colour photograph across the gleaming expanse of his mahogany desk.
Dr. Wei Zhang, he said. He's currently serving as the head of research at a privately owned laboratory outside Beijing, insofar as such things can ever be privately owned in China. They've typically focused on the development of new medicines, particularly in the field of orthopedics, some of which have made their way over to the UK and USA. In the process, they have generated considerable revenue for Zhang and his colleagues.
Cooper felt Dr. Montgomery studying him closely while he listened to Control.
Everything changed 6 weeks ago. NSA has coverage of a private, members-only chat group used by some members of the Chinese scientific community. They share ideas, swap suggestions for funding and grants, report back on foreign conferences they've attended. Some of them do early-stage peer review on each other's work. Zhang posted initial results on one of his projects, and it didn't take long for a few of the others to spot the potential of what he was working on. By the end of the day, the Ministry of Science and Technology and the Ministry of State Security had sent a team to Zhang's lab. They informed the director that they were there to monitor progress and provide extra resource as needed. What this has meant in practice is that the Chinese state has taken over the project with complete ownership of whatever it produces. Every member of the chat group was visited over the next 24 hours by Ministry of State Security muscle and informed in no uncertain terms that they were to forget they had ever seen Zhang's post. One scientist challenged their authority to issue such an order and has since disappeared, shall we say.